Morning is not just a time of day, it is the first judgment of your life, repeated quietly every 24 hours. Pause for a moment and consider how most people wake. Eyes glued to screens, inboxes flooding before they even move, decisions delayed until the world dictates their mood. Life does not wait for hesitation. Every second spent surrendering to distraction is a second the river of time carries away, never to return. You may not feel the loss in the moment, but it accumulates day by day, shaping a life you never intended to live. I have spent years observing this quietly destructive rhythm, learning through mistakes and watching others do the same. The lesson is simple. Discipline is not punishment, it is survival. Marcus Aurelius spoke of the day as a gift. Seneca reminded that life is long only when used fully. These are not abstractions. They are truths tested in the slow, persistent currents of time. If you choose to pay attention, your mornings can become your first victories, not a surrender to circumstance. By the end of this time together, you will see how a single hour, deliberately directed, can rewire your mind, sharpen your focus, and begin to reclaim the life quietly slipping through your hands. But you must commit. Pause, reflect, ask yourself, will today follow the habits of the unintentional, or will it mark the first stroke of conscious creation? Every lesson builds on the last. Do not skip ahead. The first truth is this: treat the morning like a battlefield. Most people allow comfort and indecision to lead them. The Stoic way is to rise first, act before distraction, and set the tone with deliberate motion. By taking ownership of these hours, you become the one who leads the day rather than being led by it. Begin with stillness, a purposeful action, or a simple ritual that anchors you. You are becoming someone who commands attention even when no one watches. My morning belongs to me. Time is either invested or stolen. Regret is not an enemy. It is a signal, a quiet reminder to act with intent. Tomorrow, when the sun rises again, let find you awake, steady, and prepared. Commit to the day before it begins. Affirm to yourself, I will not waste my life in small comforts. Reflect, carry this forward, and remember that the smallest victories in the morning compound into a life unbroken, disciplined, and quietly unstoppable. Share this insight and return each day ready to build. You don't waste your life in one dramatic collapse. You waste it quietly, in small delays, in harmless excuses, in mornings where you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. And that is why most people never change, because nothing feels urgent until years are gone. I'm not saying this as a critic. I'm saying it as someone who has watched it happen. I've seen what regret looks like up close. I've lived through seasons where I believed I had time, where I thought discipline could wait, where comfort felt harmless. And then one day you look back and realize something painful. Life didn't betray you. You betrayed your own potential through neglect. The old Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius didn't speak like a man trying to sound wise. He spoke like a man trying to stay awake in a world designed to seduce him into weakness. Seneca warned that time is not short. Life only feels short when you waste it. They weren't trying to inspire you. They were trying to wake you up, because here's the truth no one wants to accept. No one is coming to save you from your habits. No one is coming to rescue you from the person you become when you keep choosing comfort. Your life is not waiting for the perfect moment. It is being shaped right now by what you repeatedly tolerate. Time is neutral. It doesn't hate you. It doesn't love you. It doesn't care if you rise early or stay asleep. And that is what makes it dangerous. Time will pass whether you are disciplined or distracted. It will move forward whether you build your life or avoid it. So pause. Look at your patterns. Look at the small choices you keep making, because your future isn't destroyed by one disaster. It's destroyed by daily neglect. And if you want to change your life, you don't start with a miracle. You start with your next morning. You stay with me through this. You won't just feel motivated for a moment. You will leave with something far more valuable: a reset mind, a clearer sense of urgency, a calmer emotional state, and the beginning of a disciplined identity that does not collapse when life gets heavy. Because the truth is, Your day does not start when you walk outside. It starts the moment you open your eyes. The first hour is not a small part of your day. It is the blueprint. It decides how you think, how you react, what you tolerate, and what you allow to control you. Most people don't lose their life in the evening. They lose it in the morning when they hand their mind over to noise, comfort, and delay. And once the morning is lost, the rest of the day becomes recovery. You spend the next 16 hours chasing focus, chasing energy, chasing clarity that should have been built at the beginning. That is why discipline is not about willpower. It is about structure. It is about making sure the first hour is owned by you, not stolen by distraction. What you are about to learn is simple, but it is not easy. These are rules, not suggestions. Each one is designed to tighten your mind, sharpen your priorities, and remove the weakness that keeps you stuck. And each lesson builds on the last. If you skip ahead, you break the chain, you miss the foundation. And without the foundation, nothing stands. So make a quiet commitment right now, not to me and to yourself. Decide that tomorrow morning will not look like the mornings that wasted your past. Say it in your mind, clearly and without emotion. I will stop living like I have forever, because this is the choice in front of you. Control the morning or be controlled by life. Control the first hour or spend the rest of the day obeying whatever pulls at you. And if you truly understand this, you will never wake up the same way again. Now we move from understanding to action. Because awareness without discipline is just another form of delay. It feels intelligent, but it changes nothing. And if you are serious about taking your life back, you need rules, not motivation, not inspiration, rules. Think of these 7 rules like stepping stones across a dangerous river. Miss one, and you fall back into the same current that has been dragging your life downstream. Each rule is simple, but simple does not mean easy. Simple means there are no excuses left. Rule 1, treat the morning like a battlefield. The world is not waiting to help you, it is waiting to distract you. So you rise with intention, not with hesitation. You don't ease into the day, you take the first ground. Rule 2, your mood is not your master. Most people let emotions decide their behavior. They work only when they feel ready. But discipline is doing what must be done even when your mind resists. Your feelings are allowed to exist. They are not allowed to lead. Rule 3, comfort is a quiet addiction. It doesn't ruin your life in one moment. It ruins it through repetition, the extra sleep, the delayed work, the constant need for ease. The Stoic trains himself to choose what strengthens him, not what soothes him. Rule 4, silence builds focus. Noise builds weakness. The first voices you hear in the morning should not be strangers online. They should be your own thoughts. If you cannot sit in silence, you cannot control your mind. Rule 5, discipline is a debt you pay daily. There is no finish line. There is no day where you arrive. You either pay the cost in effort now or you pay it later in regret. Rule 6, time is either invested or stolen. Every morning you either spend it building your future or you donate it to distraction. And time never gives refunds. Rule 7, your standards must become your identity. You don't rise to motivation, you fall to your habits. So you build a morning ritual that happens no matter what, because it is no longer something you do. It is who you are. These are not ideas, they are actions. And if you live them, your mornings stop being random. They become a weapon. Regret is a strange thing. It doesn't always arrive with drama. Sometimes it comes quietly when you're alone, when the noise stops, when you realize how many days you have repeated the same pattern. And most people misunderstand regret. They treat it like guilt, like a punishment. But regret is not there to destroy you. Regret is a signal. It is your mind telling you in the clearest language it has that you were meant for more than this, more than distraction, more than wasted mornings, more than living like your time is endless. And the real danger of wasted time is not that you lose hours, it's that you lose respect for yourself. Every time you promise yourself you'll change and then you don't, something inside you weakens. not your motivation, your trust in yourself. You begin to feel like your words mean nothing. And when a man stops believing his own word, he becomes easy to control by comfort, by emotions, by other people's expectations. This is why discipline is not about productivity, it is about identity. The Stoic does not collapse under the weight of the past. He looks at it calmly, he accepts it, not with excuses, not with self-hatred, but with honesty. Because yesterday is already gone. No amount of anger can bring it back. No amount of guilt can rewrite it, but the next hour is still yours. And that is where power begins, not in a grand transformation, not in a perfect plan, but in a quiet decision made early in the morning before anyone is watching. The morning becomes your proving ground, the place where you rebuild trust with yourself, one disciplined action at a time, one promise kept, one moment of resistance against comfort, no applause, no recognition, just you choosing to become stronger than your old habits. That is how a new identity is forged, quietly, repeatedly, patiently. And if you do it long enough, you won't just feel different. You will become someone you can finally respect. The end. It all comes down to one simple truth. Life rewards the person who wakes up with intention, not with luck, not with talent, not with perfect circumstances, but with quiet control, because your life is not shaped by one big decision. It is shaped by what you do when no one is watching. It is shaped by the first hour of your day. That hour is either the foundation of your future or the beginning of another wasted cycle. And now you understand the philosophy. The morning is not a routine, it is a choice point, a daily crossroads. One path leads to discipline, clarity, and self-respect. The other leads to comfort, distraction, and slow regret. Both paths feel small in the moment, but they create completely different lives. Tomorrow morning will arrive the same way it always does, quietly, without warning, without ceremony, and the world will offer you the same temptations it always offers: sleep, scrolling, delay, excuses. It will invite you to surrender before you even begin. But you don't need motivation to resist it. You need standards, standards that do not change when your mood changes, standards that do not collapse when life feels heavy, standards that remind you that your time is not unlimited and your life is not meant to be wasted in comfort. So tonight, reflect, look at the pattern you've been living, and decide calmly and firmly that it ends here. Tomorrow you wake up differently, not louder, not dramatic, just disciplined. If this message hit something real inside you, write your commitment in the comments. One sentence, something you will do tomorrow morning no matter what. Share this with someone who is sleepwalking through life. And if you want more of this kind of truth, quiet, serious, and real, subscribe and return tomorrow, because your life is waiting, and the morning is where you finally begin to build it. When you strip everything down, every lesson leads to the same Stoic truth: own your morning or lose your life slowly, not in a dramatic collapse, but in quiet surrender, in the small compromises that feel harmless, in the delays that feel temporary. That is how most people disappear, not because they fail once, but because they keep choosing comfort over command. Time is limited, and the most dangerous thing about time is that it doesn't warn you. It just moves. Delay feels innocent, but it is invisible self-destruction. It steals your future in tiny pieces until one day you realize you have been alive but not fully living. And this is why the morning matters. The morning is not a routine. It is your daily rebirth. It is the moment you are given again another chance to correct your direction, another chance to prove to yourself that you are not weak, not distracted, not owned by impulse. Every morning is a test of identity, not of motivation, not of mood. Identity. Tomorrow morning is coming, and when it arrives, you will either rise with intention or you will repeat the same pattern that has been quietly draining your life. There is no neutral choice. Either you build yourself or you decay slowly. So commit to one truth, carry it like a law. I will not waste my life in small comforts. If you mean it, write your commitment for tomorrow morning in the comments. One clear action, something you will do before the world touches your mind. Share this with someone who is wasting their potential without realizing it. And subscribe if you want discipline, not entertainment. Then close this video and return to your life, because your future is not built someday. It is built in the morning.